Life is Sweet at Kumansenu, a story by Abioseh Nicol. This story is set in a small African village named Kumansenu. A widow Bola and her granddaughter Abioseh are at home. She gives birth to 6 sons, but all pass away. But the sixth son is born again as seventh son. His name is Meji. He is 30 years old, works as clerk 90 miles away from the village. Suddenly he appears at home. Mother became happy, asked him to inform the neighbors and feast together, but he does not like to do that. He takes his daughter Abioseh to a long walk, gives a chain. They go to the grave of his father and leaves home, thinking his mother forgiving chance to meet her. Bola makes plan to meet Mr. Ade on Sunday, but himself comes and informs about Meji's death on Friday. But he narrates what happened. However, the neighbors do not believe that. Mrs. Meji also says he died falling down from a falling from a window on Friday. All the neighbors live, but Musa, the magician, does not. When Musa says that she should have broken his bone and mangled him 30 years ago, but Bola says, I am glad that I didn't, and that is why he came back especially to thank me before he went for good. After all, the spirit of her son came to meet her. Okay. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Bachelor and Master English. Today we are talking about a story from Africa. Life is Sweet at Kumansenu by Abioseh Nicol. Today's discussion we shall be talking about the summary, discussing the story in Nepali in our own language. There will be discussion of the themes and analysis. I am sure all of you accompany me till the end of this video. If you are new to my channel, please, it's your chance, it's your contribution to make a 1K subscription and more than that, and setting the milestone of my YouTube channel, Bachelor and Master English, in the field of discussing English language, literature, and helping those students who are in need, despite the fact that there are so many chances for students to learn, and this will be a great platform for you. And I would like to consider all those creative and constructive suggestions to improve what I can do to help all of you through this channel. Anyway, I am sure you will again subscribe my channel and share my videos and drop likes and set the milestone for discussing English language and especially bachelor level course discussion here. Okay, here is a summary. Bola, a grandmother who lives with her granddaughter Abioseh, is visited by her son Meji. Meji is Bola's only living son because the 6 other babies she had died one after the other. She was told to crush the bones of the 6th child so the baby would not haunt her anymore, but she did not, and instead marked the baby's butt. She believes Meji is the same son that died all those times because she just had a feeling that he was the same baby because of motherly instinct. She marked the 6th baby that died on the butt with a stick, and Meji, the 7th child, was born with the same stick. She just had a feeling that he was the same baby because of motherly instinct. When Meji visits Bola and his daughter Abioseh Friday, he acts a bit strange. For one, he sneaks into the house and then he doesn't want anyone to see him, and he wears a red scarf. He also, before Meji left for good on Saturday, he gave his daughter Asi a golden locket, and he thanked his mother for giving him a chance to live, and then he disappeared into the rain. The next day it was found out that Meji had died Friday afternoon. He was killed by an open window falling on his neck, almost cutting off his head. When Meji's wife tells Bola and Asi what happened, they say that was impossible because he came to visit them on Friday, but really it was his twin brother. Asi proves that she did see her father after she had, because she knew how to open the locket he gave her over the weekend that he supposedly should not have seen before. Villagers think that Bola's mind is out of track because of shock at the moment. Magician Musa tells her that this event happened since she did not follow him. However, she feels happy on arriving her son and loving him too much. Okay. Now let's come with the discussion of the story in our own tongue, that is Nepali language. Okay, here is the discussion with summary. यो कथा सिएरा लियोनका लेखक अबिसिय निकोलले लेखेको एउटा रहस्यसँग सम्बन्धित कथा हो। यसमा शीर्षक छ कुमानसेनुमा जीवन गजबको छ अथवा मिठो छ। यो अफ्रिकाको एउटा सानो गाउँको दृश्यमा आधारित कथा हो। यो कल्पना र यथार्थको मिश्रणबाट बनेको एउटा रोचक कथा हो। यहाँ चाहिँ कल्पना र यथार्थको चाहिँ एउटा अत्यन्त राम्रो चाहिँ एउटा मिसावट अथवा समायोजन छ। बोला एक पाको उमेरकी विधवा छन् यहाँ, र उनको उमेर 80 वर्ष भइसक्यो। उनी आफ्नी 80 नामकी नातिनीसँग बस्छिन्। उनको कोख र स्तनहरू चाउरी परेका छन्। 2-2 वर्षको उमेरको फरकमा 6वटा छोरा जन्माइन्, तर सबै मरे। तर 6औं छोरो चाहिँ 7औंको रूपमा फेरि जन्मियो, जसको नाम मेजी हो। मेजी 30 वर्षको भयो। 90 माइल पर सहरमा कतै सरकारी कारिन्दाको रूपमा काम गर्छ उसले। अचानक एक दिन आफ्नी आमा भेट्न आइपुग्छ। त्यो शुक्रबारको दिन थियो। आमा खुसी हुन्छन्। सारा छिमेकीलाई खबर गर बाबु, एउटा भोज आयोजना गर्नुपर्छ भनेर आमाले भन्छन्। तर छोरो मान्दैन र 3 जना मात्र सँगै बस्नुपर्छ भन्छ। यहाँ अरू मान्छे कोही आउने हैन, हामी 3 जना मात्र बस्ने हो भन्छ। अनि भोलि शनिबारको दिन छोरी असीलाई घुमाउन लैजान्छ। उसको छोरी अनि आफू र आमा बाहेक अरू बस्न खोज्दैन उसले। त्यहाँ केही रहस्य छ। छोरी पनि खुसी हुन्छ। उसलाई एउटा लकेट दिन्छ र खोल्ने तरिका पनि सिकाउँछ। साँझ गाउँलेले नदेख्ने गरी आफ्नो बाबुको चिहानमा फूल चढाउन आमा छोरी साथ जान्छन् र घर फर्कन्छन्। मेजी आफू जानुपर्ने बताएपछि आमा बोला बस्न आग्रह गर्छिन्, तर ऊ मान्दैन। आफ्नी आमाले भेट्ने मौका दिएकोमा धन्यवाद दिँदै ऊ घर छोड्छ र हिँड्छ। आमा चाहिँ भोलि आइतबार अदाईलाई भेट्ने र आफ्नो छोरालाई परेका समस्याका बारेमा कुरो गर्ने योजना बनाउँछिन् र सुत्न जान्छन्। तर आइतबार अदाई आफै नै आइपुग्छ। मेजीको शुक्रबार मृत्यु भएको खबर सुनाउँछ र बोलाले पत्याउँछिन् र सबै कुरा भन्छन्। तर छिमेकीहरू उनको कुरालाई विश्वास गर्दैनन्। मेजीकी श्रीमती पनि आफ्नो श्रीमानको शुक्रबार नै मृत्यु भएको खबर सुनाउँछ। सबैजना आफ्नो घर फर्कन्छन्। तर मुसा भन्ने एक जादुले बोलालाई काने खुसी गर्दै भन्छ, यदि तिमीले 31 वर्ष पहिले नै उसको सबै हाडहरू भाँचेर उसलाई खत्तम गरेको भए कि अहिले उसको झन्झट बेहोरिरहनु पर्थ्यो। तर बोला भन्छ, मैले जे गरेँ ठिक गरेँ। तिमी पुरुषलाई के थाहा, म खुसी छु कि उसलाई फर्केर आउने अवसर दिएँ। यसरी यस कथाले जादुमय घटना र यथार्थलाई मिसाएर प्रेमको बल र बाबुआमा एवं छोराछोरी बीचको कृतज्ञतालाई अति नै मार्मिक ढङ्गले प्रस्तुत गरेको छ। अब एउटा रहस्यसँग सम्बन्धित कथा हो। कुमानसेनु अफ्रिकाको एउटा सानो गाउँमा यो एउटा त्यहाँको परिवेशमा रचिएको कथा। त्यहाँको एउटा कल्पना अनि यथार्थता, त्यसमा एउटा चाहिँ रहस्यमय एउटा पात्र जुन खालको चाहिँ उनको छोरा छ यहाँ, त्यो पात्र चाहिँ अलि रहस्यमय पात्र हो। अनि उनीसँग बोल्ने, उनीसँग त्यस्तो व्यवहार गर्ने, अनि गाउँलेहरूसँगको चाहिँ उनीहरूको कुराकानी सबै प्रसङ्ग फरक हुन्छ। गाउँलेहरूले विश्वास नगर्ने तर उसले विश्वास गर्ने। र आमालाई आफ्नो छोराको, आफ्नो एउटा सन्तानको कुन खालको चाहिँ माया हुन्छ त? उनले आफ्नो छोरो बितेकै छैन भन्छन्। अनि कोही मान्छेसँग उनले चाहिँ त्यस्ता मान्छेसँग, मरेको मान्छेसँग कसरी मान्छेको कुराकानी हुन्छ पत्याउन सकिन्छ र? तर आमाले उनीसँग बोलेको कुरा गर्छ। अझ छोरी त अब बाउसँग हिँडेर घुम्न गएर लकेट पनि पाक्यो भन्ने थाहा छ, कसरी पत्याउन सक्ने? तर कथाकार अबिसियो निकोलले, जुन उनी सियरा लियोनका लेखक हुन्, उनले यो कथामा बडा रोचक तरिकाले आफ्नो प्रस्तुति दिएका छन्। यो प्रस्तुति वास्तवमा धेरै मान्छेहरूको लागि एउटा रहस्यको विषय बन्न सक्छ, अध्ययनको चासोको विषय बन्न सक्छ। के छ त यहाँभित्रको रहस्य? त्यो एउटा रहस्यवादको कुराहरू पनि यसमा आउँछ। जस कथा रोचक छ। यो कथाले एउटा आमाको र बाबुआमाको चाहिँ एउटा स्नेह, आफ्नो एउटा सन्तानप्रतिको स्नेह र उनीहरूको चाहिँ एउटा जीवित अवस्थाको चाहिँ सधैँ, अब बच्चा मरे पनि ती बच्चा मरेका छैनन् नै, जीवितै छन् भन्ने खालको आमाको मनमा त्यो भावना जुन पलाएको देखिन्छ, त्यो कथामा यहाँ देखिन्छ। अब मान्छेले पत्याउँदैनन्, तर अब आमाको विश्वास छ। आमाले पत्याउँछिन् भने अब त्यही नै हो, जे हो आमाले ठान्ने कुरा हो। अब कुमानसेनुको जीवन मिठो छ। ओके, लेट्स गो with the theme. The theme of Life is Sweet at Kumansenu is don't take life for granted, because they speak of the beautiful area that is all around and how sometimes you need to just stop and take a look at the beauty of life. It is described through the author's usage of setting, characterization, symbolism, irony, and imagery. Firstly, the theme is portrayed through the ways that the author describes the setting of the story. The setting describes the surroundings around the character and the area in which the character lives or spends a lot of time. Secondly, the theme can be seen in the usage of characterization throughout the story. The author shows characterization through speech and appearance. Without the audience knowing it, Meji is dead and he is looking at his living mother. He sees in her a love for life and wishes that he himself could be experiencing that sort of love. Abioseh, the author of the story, used characterization through speech and through appearance to interpret the theme that life should not be taken for granted. Thirdly, the theme of life is sweet at Kumansenu is demonstrated through symbolism. In this story, symbolism provides foreshadowing and represents the emotions of the characters. The fourth aspect that illuminates the theme is irony, which is defined as contrast between our experiences, expectations, and reality. What we expect and what is seen in reality. In life is sweet at Kumansenu, a man who appears normal is really dead. One instance of this is when Bola and Meji are standing at the grave of Meji's father, and Meji said he felt nearer his father at that moment than he had ever done before in his life. The author shows the theme through the use of imagery. Author uses imagery to illustrate the fact that life is too short and must not be wasted. Some had swollen up and with weak plaintive cries had faded away. Others he shrouded in sudden convulsions with burning skins, and he rolled up their eyes and died. In conclusion, The message of don't take life for granted is clearly presented at the theme of Life is Sweet at Kumansenu. It is shown through Abioseh use of setting to describe the beauty in nature that we shouldn't forget to notice. It is also made apparent through the characterization that shows how sweet life is. Another element that shows the theme is the symbols of the story and how they represent death and the love a father has for his daughter. Irony also contributes by showing how things are not always what we expect them to be, and the death may be closer than we realize. Last but not least, the theme is demonstrated by the author's imagery, which paints a vivid picture of how fleeting life is. This all goes to show that it's important to not let life pass you by, and to enjoy what you have while it lasts. Okay, that's the theme. Let's get going with the analysis with this story. In this story, Life is Sweet at Kumansenu by Nicol Abioseh illustrates the life of a woman named Bola, who receives a visit from her son Meji, whom she thought she did not live past childbirth. Later in the story, we find out that Meji is actually dead and visiting his mother as a ghost. This story shows the power of love between mother and children. It also captures thanks for the children towards their parents. Mother's love to her son or daughter is immense, and the reverse is also true. Bola's true love prepares herself to bear even if the spirit of the sick son come alive to mock her. We can also say that a dead person may come to meet his or her loving one. The story Life is Sweet at Kumansenu can be interpreted about the power of love and the gratitude of children towards their parents. The story Life is Sweet at Kumansenu shows the power of love and love of children to their parents. Mother Bola loved her son Meji very much, who was ready to give party on Meji's arrival to the villagers. For the love and care of old mother, Meji had also left his 7 years lovely daughter Asi with Bola. He had sacrificed his love to Asi and hopes to give children love to Bola. There is strong bond of love from son to mother and vice versa. Meji, as a spirit, had come not to scare Bola at their culture interpretation. He had come to thank her for giving such still sweet life for him. He was presented there not physically, rather spiritually. It is spiritual love in there. Even the spirit can love and care of beloved one. From another angle, we can easily say that this story has captured the gratitude of children to their parents. When Bola and Meji met, they showed a strong spiritual bond of love between them. Even though Bola lost her single son, still she was proud of her such ideal son. After the married life and having 7 years daughter, Meji hadn't left any person to love and respect for his ideal mother. He didn't like to trouble his mother, saying he was dead, rather thanked a lot for giving birth to his noble life. Thus, in conclusion, we can say that this African culture based story is really about the power of love and the gratitude of children in their parents. To their parents, the story depicts the very deep maternal love and pathetic condition of a mother for the sake of her child. No mother can cut her son into pieces either alive or dead. It was the custom of Africa to bury the dead child after breaking the bond so that it would not come to life to trouble the parents. But Bola loved her child so much that she refused to do so. Meji died at the age of 30 and his spirit came to thank her for giving him a chance. She thought she was successful to have a son, not a witch, as the villager thought. She loved her child very much. At last, when she knew her son was dead, whom she had kept within her house, she felt very glad. She said that a mother's great happiness lies on her children. As she saw her child, so she could realize that her life is sweet. This story is based on magic realism. There is a fusion of fact and fantasy, reality and imagination together. This story also mixes normal situation as well as improbable one. The setting of the village is quite normal, whereas the appearance of dead son to meet her mother is quite imaginative and too far-fetched from reality. Life is sweet at Kumansenu can be seen about the power of love the mother has to her son and vice versa. It depicts the love of a mother to her son as well as the love of son to his mother. Even after death, Meji visits Bola, his mother, of his love and regard towards his mother. Though this story describes a deep love and affection of woman towards her child, it shows the cultural aspect of a small African village, Kumansenu. It has given a very clear vision of maternal love. There are some unnatural or non-believable facts. I found difficult to agree with the writer to regard the following points. Meji died on Friday. He suddenly appears inside the house. How is it possible? Do the modern readers accept this naturally? How can the dead body of that boy go to Kumansenu, speak with Bola and talk to Asi up to him? Can the dead person be seen by a living person? Can't we identify to a dead person? Do present world people have such a faith about the spirit? Is there life after death? If Meji's spirit was present, how could he visit and take the child up to him? If it was only a spirit, how can we behave normally as with a living person? Can a mother see her dead child and be delighted as this African short story woman? Is it obvious to say that a child, either good or bad, is better than nothing for a mother? She can't hate even her child's spirit. The spiritual aspect hinted in the story is quite unacceptable in his age of science, in this age of science and technology. Okay. Now let's get going with some questions. Could it be said as well that this story beautifully captures the gratitude of children towards their parents? This story, Life is Sweet at Kumansenu, reveals that Meji was a good son of Bola, his mother. He took care of his mother very much when he was alive. When he was away from home, he had left his daughter with her as a companion and helper. After he came home, he had left his daughter. After he came home, he was very glad to see his mother and stay for a long time with her, then having a party at home. When she leaned against the breast, he rubbed her back lovingly. When Bola, his mother, was very happy with his arrival and wanted to organize a feast on the occasion of his arrival, but he wanted to enjoy each other. Just three of them in the family, not others, not family, not members from the society or village. He liked returning to her then there would always be the bond of love and affection between them, and he did not wish to share it with others. On the other hand, Bola was proud of her son. All the years of her married life, people had shown that she was a good woman because her son was a second class clerk in the government office. He was such a good person. He did not like to trouble his mother. Asi was also a good daughter of uh, Bola's son or granddaughter. He was such a good son. He did not like to trouble his mother. She was also a good daughter. She did not insist on going with her parents to the city. She obeyed her father and stayed with her grandmother. Actually, Meji was grateful to his mother because she did not follow the advice of the village magician by not breaking the short life. It could be said that this story beautifully captures the gratitude of children towards their parents. Now, here is life is sweet at Kumansenu can be seen as a statement about power of love. How? As the plot of the story moves around the love of a woman to her child, the son, life is sweet at Kumansenu shows that love is really powerful and the life is based on love. According to the story, Bola wants to be a mother of a child. So she tries so many times to give birth to a live child, but as she gave birth to 6 sons and all of them died young. Then she knew it was the same child all the time whose spirit had come into her womb to be born and mock her. The 6th time Musa, the village magician, had advised her and her husband to take out the bones of the dead child and break it into pieces so that it could not come back to trouble them alive again. But she did not allow them to do so. It is because no other can allow cutting her child into pieces either dead or alive. By showing her individuality regardless of what other people say, she was unbroken through her love for her son. Meji, she challenged the African tradition just to prove how she loved her child, though it may be a ghost or dead spirit. After many years, when Bola went in to bring some people for the meal, she was very glad to see her son. She wept, leaning against his breast. Meji was glad to see his mother, and he rubbed her back lovingly. When his daughter Asi came, he lifted and hugged her. It was a rare occasion in the life of the family to express love to each other. Bola wanted to organize a feast on the occasion of his arrival home, but he did not do that, and he denied, and he said there would always be the bond of love and affection between them, and he did not wish to share it with others. They won't get more time to go together, to be together in feast. He likes to pass his time only with his family members without disturbance to others, disturbance by others. Bola loved her son very much. Actually, Meji had come back to thank his mother for not following the magician's advice and allowing him to live without without cutting into pieces. His presence was not physical but spiritual. When Bola heard the news of his, her son's death, she could not believe it because he had been with her before just few hours. At the end, when Musa told her that It was the result of her disobedience to break the bone of her sixth son. Bola's eyes were terrible with motherly anger and pride. She said, I am glad I gave him the opportunity to come back, for life is sweet. I do not expect you to understand why I did it. After all, you are all only a man. She meant a man cannot feel mother's love, which should prevent her from mutilating even a dead child. She may not have wanted to prevent the spirit of the dead child from returning again to her. Because of love for her child, I wanted the return of her child by bearing many times of trouble, labor and pain, although its life might be very short. In this way, we can say that life is sweet at Kumansenu can be seen as a statement about the power of love. Okay. With this discussion, I have come to the end of my today's discussion of life is sweet at Kumansenu. I am sure you will be delighted with my discussion, you will be benefited from my discussion, and undoubtedly you will recommend your friends and fellows to subscribe my channel and share the video, dropping likes. Thank you very much for your time and patience. I shall be back again with another important video. Till then, have a nice time.